Hi there and welcome back to Japan, where we're going to be checking out a little bit more of BiSH again. Now the interesting thing here is that this is a song called Paint It Black. Now as you guys might know if you've been following the channel for a while, and as I keep on saying, I really enjoy this scrap band because every time I hear them it's like you get something completely new. You never know what to expect and it's almost always something good, but whatever it is there's usually something interesting to talk about off the back of it. Now when I saw there was a song called Paint It Black, I just immediately my head went to the Rolling Stones song. And I saw this actually in a second-hand CD shop, so I immediately bought the CD there because it was only like 100 yen just for the second-hand copy of the single. I took it home, and this was a few months ago, and I started to listen, and within the first few bars it became clear it was not a cover. So I stopped it, put it to one side, and I thought, don't worry, I'll wait to do that as one of the video reactions. And then I just completely forgot to come back to it until I was going through my suggestions, and there it was again. So here we go, we're going to do Paint It Black now. I know it's not a cover of the Rolling Stones song, which is such a shame because I think that would actually be a really good song for them to cover. Just for some reason I think it would suit them really well. They could do something crazy with that. But I'm going to be checking out the BiSH song Paint It Black and we're going to see what we think of it. Anyway, enough waffle from me, let's see what we get and we'll discuss it more afterwards. Here we go, this is BiSH with Paint It Black. I'm just going to cue it up and let's go. I think this is about the point I paused it before. I always like that thing where you add the snare halfway through a verse or a chorus, just to suddenly kick it into gear. That's a really cool build-up. Hope the chorus pays off. That's a great energy. Great rock and roll energy. Interesting snare work again. There seems to be a lot of interesting things going on with the snare in this. Simple but curious. It's got great sort of rock and roll energy to it. What do these creepy guys want? In a weird way, this looks more like a K-pop video at the moment, but I do like the fact that the song, again, it has that quality that a lot of their newer songs have, and that the arrangement sounds very full, even though it is at its heart just kind of like a simple rock song. Oh no, he sold them out. Who else has the creepy expectation that Vin Diesel's going to suddenly turn up at no moment? Any moment. It is always weird when you've got a chorus that's in a different key from the rest of the song, making it fit in. This works well enough, but I really do like, on its own terms, I don't know if it improves the flow of the song or not having it in a different key, but it certainly works on its own terms. So let's have a little think about that. I mean, that's a really interesting one to unpack because essentially speaking, I mean, this song, as far as I'm aware, is an earlier one from their career, and it does have a lot of really good things about it. Definitely that's a song that I would listen to again. Definitely that was a song that I enjoyed. It does rock along really well. I think that like I say, there was a lot of clever management with the snare beat because the chorus could have arguably settled into a slightly easy and familiar territory, and that it's just kind of like it rocks along like a fairly normal chorus, even one that I've heard them do songs subsequently which have been relatively similar. But I think what really sets this one apart is partly in the rhythm, that sort of snare thing. So instead of it just being a simple kick, snare, the snare does a little bit of a sort of a double tap thing. We've sometimes mentioned this in some of the other songs. It can make it quite interesting when the snare, instead of just being like a metronomic time counter, which it is in most songs, that's kind of like a fairly safe thing for it to be, the thing that holds together the center of the rhythm. It is interesting when you can do something like that, and it does do that little sort of double tap thing here in the chorus, which makes it more interesting. It makes the rhythm more than just sort of chugging along, gives it a slight bounce, and that's all very good. Like I say, the melody's really good for a chorus. It's not the most novel melody, but it does make a really interesting hook. The song as a general is just very enjoyably easy to follow. It has good performances. It has a video, which the video's got too much, and I sometimes say this, you've got that slow motion footage in it, which I know it might be artistic, but it's also sometimes used to pad out runtime. I don't know 100% in this context which one of those two things it's for, or whether it's a combination of both, but having a sort of rocking along song with having a slow video doesn't necessarily always work, and in this case, yeah, the imagery was kind of cool and everything, but I felt like the song had more energy than the video conveyed. So at times it was working when it was moving at a fairly, usually actually the performance bits when they were singing directly to camera were the good bits, but like the storyline bits occasionally felt a little bit like they were lagging and dragging. Yeah, it kind of had an interesting artistic feel, but I think the song did most of the work, which is fair enough. That's what we're here for after all. And the song I did like. Like I say, it was good. It didn't really sort of do anything that I hadn't seen them do before or hadn't heard them do before, but it did carry some of the good qualities of their core energy. They're very good at sort of doing, like I said, the very stuff like going very, very loud and heavy, or very, very sort of chilled and pop. But they do also have this quality for doing these sort of big rock numbers that, rock along like a hard rock song, but have sort of more scale to them. They sound big. They sound like they're quite weighty and dramatic. And often those sort of sung choruses they have, instead of just going for a guitar solo, often support that. In a way, it kind of reminded me a lot of some of the qualities that you had in songs like More Than Like, which also had kind of like that big dramatic feel for what it was essentially speaking just a rock and roll song. And a lot of credit has to go to their producers. Their producers do a good job. I know that often their songs are over compressed is one of the problems, but it's not often to the point of killing the song. They sometimes sound a little bit compressed to a way that sort of kills a bit of the life, but it doesn't completely destroy them. Instantly, if you're not familiar with the idea of what compression is, it's something we've talked about in some previous videos, but we are going to start doing some music theory, really simple music theory videos on this channel, which will hopefully give you a little bit of an in to what some of these things mean. But yeah, as a general, like I say, so the sound was good enough that you could get a feel of how big it is, which tends to be the deal with their songs. Anyway, I'm kind of going around a little bit on the point here. Basically, yeah, I liked that. I thought that was a good song. It's not going to change any of my viewpoints of them, but pretty good. Anyway, by the way, in case you've been hearing a lot of background noise, there is currently my neighbour's family are having what appears to be a football game or a soccer game, depending on where you're from, in the kitchen. Just don't ask, and you don't need to know. So occasionally if you hear something smashing against the door, that's probably actually a football. So for now, from Japan, thank you so much for tuning in. You have a lovely day, and looking forward to speaking to you soon on the next video. But for now, ciao ciao. Thanks for watching. Feel free to check out more of our hundreds of videos we got online on this channel right now, or get involved in the discussion with us at the many social media links we've got in the description below, where you can suggest new videos and artists for us to check out on the channel. Or you can just do the usual YouTube stuff and comment, like, subscribe. You know how this works by now.